Hello, with this video, we are going to teach you today how to use the Inspector Lab app to upload your lab testing serial numbers to our Inspector Lab app and get a COC number. Now, basically at this point, we've already done the inspection and you have your aerosol cassettes or your swab that you used to collect the mold spores at the inspection. The next thing that we have to do is we need to transfer these serial numbers that are on your aerosol cassette and on your swab and submit them to the lab and create something called a chain of custody. Now, this chain of custody is a number that the lab is going to use to identify our samples and provide us with a report. So basically, the first thing that we need to do is you have to go to ISN and you have to look for the inspection. So we're going to click on View Calendar. We're going to go to Today. Click on Today's Inspection. And once our inspection pops up, the inspection that we did for Jonathan Geiner. Now, we are going to click right here in the top in the middle in blue where it says Actions. We're going to click Actions. And now we are going to go to Send to Inspector Lab. We're going to click there. Now, the moment that we do this, this is going to grab all of the contact information, the name of the client, the address, and it's going to send that information to Inspector Lab. Okay, so we're going to click OK. And once you see that the page refreshes, that means that it's safe for us to now go to Inspector Lab. So now that it's refreshed, we're going to exit and we're going to go to the Inspector Lab app. Once you get to the Inspector Lab app, the first thing we're going to do is refresh. Once I click refresh, boom, there is our appointment that came up there. Let's go ahead and click on it. Now, we are going to verify that the information is correct. It should be correct as it came over from ISN. And we're going to click on Add Sample. Once we click on Add Samples, there's a few different samples that we have here. We are only going to work with, I would say, 3 of these. Mold IAQ is Mold Indoor Air Quality. That's what IAQ stands for. In other words, you will only click here for aerosol cassettes. The next one that we have is Mold Surface. We will click there for swabs. And Mold Bulk. We will click there in situations where we have to cut the actual piece of drywall and submit it as a bulk sample. Okay, so the very first thing that we're going to do now is I am going to upload the aerosol cassette that we took at the site. So we are going to click on Mold IAQ and it asks you for the mold testing serial number. Now, there is an option here to add a picture. So we're going to do that. So we're going to click on the camera icon and now it's going to take us to the camera. Now, we are going to pull our cassette there and our cassette has a QR code. You're going to line up the QR code with the cross that's there. And once we do that, it automatically uploads our serial number there. Then it's going to ask you for the product type. Okay, so here we're going to select aerosol. Sample location. This one was taken inside the kitchen. So wherever it is, you're going to write it. Also, the cassettes have a section in the back of it where under notes you're going to write down the location of where you took the sample. So we're going to click on the camera icon, take a photo, and we're going to show where it says kitchen. And we're going to use that photo also. Now it's going to ask you for flow rate liters. This one is always going to be 15. Now, flow rate minutes. If you are taking a regular air sample of the regular air of the home, you will put 5 minutes. Now, if you are taking a cavity test, okay? If you are taking a cavity test, then the cavity test is only supposed to be taken for 30 seconds. But this here on the Inspector Lab app, it only lets you put it into minutes. So what are you going to do here? Let's say that this is a cavity test. We're going to write down 1. And under internal notes, we are going to write 30-second cavity test. And we're going to click Save Sample. That way the lab, they know that under the internal notes that this is a 30-second cavity test and they don't assume that it was a 1-minute test. Now, if you go back to samples, you're going to see there are samples there. Let's go ahead now and add a regular air sample. So we're going to click Mold IAQ, testing media serial number. Wait till the camera pops up. Line that QR code there. Sample product type, aerosol. Sample location. Let's say that this one is in the kitchen. Let's pretend that we got one cavity test in the kitchen and one regular kitchen air test. Flow rate liters will always be 15 and flow rate minutes 5. Then we're going to hit Save Sample. Okay. Now we're going to upload a swab. Let's pretend that we had swab in the bathroom vanity, and we're going to upload the swab sample. Okay. So we're going to go to Add Sample. Mold surface. It's going to ask you for the serial number. Now these swabs do not have a serial number, so we have to basically just add a picture of the swab. Okay, so we take a photo, add a picture of the swab. Sample product type, we're going to put swab. Sample location, we're going to take a picture. Take a photo of the location once again, bathroom vanity. We're going to use the photo and we're going to hit save. That is it. Sample location, bathroom vanity. Please be very specific. If it's a cavity test, put kitchen cavity test. If it's a bathroom vanity that you're swabbing, make sure you're very specific here, like it says bathroom vanity. Where we're testing, we're going to hit Save Sample. And now, after we're done, we've uploaded all of our samples. We go back to Samples and we click on Submit COC. The moment that we select this success message is going to come out. Now, there is a COC number that you see right there. Okay, I'm going to show you there. There's an arrow pointing at the COC number. Now, that COC number is, you have to now put your mold samples inside a Ziploc bag, and on top of the Ziploc bag with a permanent marker, you are going to write COC number and you're going to put that number. We do this for every single order. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that you have learned how to use the Inspector Lab app and submit samples taken on site. Have a great day.